once a year especially, and right now is a great time to do it, you need to ask yourself the question, are you satisfied?
If you're waiting for me, baby, hold up, I'm a loner, but maybe you could change me, but I don't know, it's too early to say. Been seeing stars in Technicolor.
Good morning. It's just after 4:30 a.m. right now. I am tired as but alarm goes off, I get up because that's the job. And as you know, if you've been watching these vlogs for the last couple years since I've been doing them, I need to start my day with a win. It's important. I don't focus on the money, I focus on wins, right? If you focus on winning, the money will come. And the first thing I need to do every day is I need to win at something. I need to have that micro win. And for me, that's getting up early, even if I'm tired, and going to the gym or getting my body moving or doing some type of physical work, because now the hardest part of my day is going to be over before anybody else even wakes up. It's important, even though, oh God, my back, my shoulder, oh, falling apart. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. So let's do this.
What's up, everybody? Today's actually totally a crazy day. We're gonna run all over the city. We got 2 weeks left in the month of August. Historically, especially in New York City, the last 2 weeks of August are the slowest for business. We kind of have this downtime, which I really appreciate every year because I love taking this downtime and actually putting it to use for future me going into the fall. And one of the things that I like doing right now that I think could be super beneficial to you is once a year, you need to ask yourself the question, are you satisfied? We do not ask ourselves that question nearly enough. Work, life, both, mash them together. If you are satisfied, great, good for you. But if you're not satisfied, you need to ask yourself why. Is it because of the choices that you've made that are distracting you from your goals? Possible. Distraction is one of the greatest evils that we're gonna know in the 2020s, down to things like even just Netflix. Netflix actually just put out a report that said their average American subscriber watches 600 hours of Netflix a year. That's insane. Time is money. What are you worth? What is your time worth? The minimum wage in New York City is $15 an hour. $15 an hour times 600 hours in the year, that's $9,000. It's totally crazy. Then you can say to me like, well, Ryan, it's not about money. I like to detach and it's the only way that I can be productive during the other time. That's totally fine, but take money out of it. 600 hours is 25 days, a full year. And you're gonna spend 25 of it in front of a screen watching shows that aren't really that great. Look at social media. We are so distracted all day long by what everybody else is doing. And the only thing people post are great things. It's the same thing with me. I don't lose a deal and say, oh, you know what, I gotta post my tears. No. And so if you're not satisfied with your own life, you end up being so distracted and focused on what everybody else is doing. And what it ends up really coming down to is we spend all this time trying to satisfy other people by only showing that we are also having a good time at work. Oh, my vacation is also amazing. Oh, my workout was great. And we're not doing it for us. We're doing it for everybody else. And if we stop trying to satisfy everyone else and start trying to satisfy ourselves individually, that's how you're gonna get to your goals. And that's how you're gonna wake up in a month from now and you're gonna say, you know what? I switched the way I think about things. I took that downtime at the end of August and I am satisfied with my life. I'm not where I wanna be yet, but I know I'm gonna get there because I can see it super, super, super clearly. I just like stuff like this because if it's priced right, it can just move. Those Gates Condos projects, you just kind of rock it through. Yeah. You know, it's like
the
you
layouts
take an 18
are super
unit,
efficient.
Yeah, you take an 18 unit building in Manhattan and we're like, all right, we'll be on this for a year, 2 years, right? Here, like in and out this fall.
I think it'll go quick. I mean, I have 2 buyers for it right now.
Oh.
See if the model unit is all set for us.
Can we go up? Is this a good use of my time right now? Probably not. But I actually got here a couple minutes early and I wanted to look good. You know what is a good use of my time? Actually selling these apartments instead of just showing them. And in order to sell them, I want them to look clean. No work is beneath me. super, super important. I run my own company now. We do 100 million in sales. A bad month for us is $100 million in sales. We're averaging closer to like 170, 200. And if I've got to mop the floor, I will mop the floor. No. Ever since I did that deal for just under $140 million, I don't get nervous anymore. I never really got nervous before. Getting nervous is when you're unprepared. You get nervous when you don't know things. Like when I was doing theater when I was in school, I get nervous if I didn't really know my lines. You get nervous if you don't know what you're doing. And so you won't be nervous if you're completely prepared. I want to be as confident as possible in every situation. And I want to carry myself like I've already got the money in my pocket, like I've already won, right? I go into every showing, every deal that way as if it's already done. Because if I go into it like it's a new situation, like, oh, new buyer, please buy it, or new seller, please hire me, then all I'm reading is desperation. And people don't hire desperation, they hire confidence. Anyone can show a house, anyone can sell anything. That's what I have the course for, that's what I've got the books for, but people hire confidence. They want to know that you're confident in yourself and what you're saying and what you're doing, and then they'll pay you for it. And so how do you act confident when you're not confident? I hate it when Adrian's in this car because he eats all the good nuts. Fury, unbelievable.
What?
No, he was braking the whole time. I even saw that.
Who break?
The bus was. I don't know why you're like gun it into a bus that's parked.
Yeah, but I have to quick change the lane. Right.
I don't think you it feels different back here.
I drive you 9 years.
Yeah.
You're still alive. This is the good side. Yes.
What's the question? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello? Yeah. You can hear me okay? This way? I don't know. I hope the fact that we started the company last year at the worst absolute time ever hopefully help as many entrepreneurs out there as possible who might be scared about making that next move, who might be scared about taking that next big step that they think is a huge risk. But you know what I've learned? The biggest risk in my life today is a drop in the bucket a year from now. And a year from now is going to go by like that.
So do you feel like taking that first initial risk is what's holding people back?
Yeah, I think, and we've talked about this before, like I think that people are afraid of change. Everyone knows that. Why change? Why fix something that's not broken? And I don't think there's a fear of failure anymore. I think people used to have a fear of failure when they actually cared more about what they thought of themselves versus what other people thought of them. Now, because of outside pressure that forced us to be more focused on satisfying others than satisfying ourselves, because we are so focused on satisfying others instead of satisfying ourselves, which is where a fear of failure would come from, because failure would be personal. We are now way more afraid of being embarrassed. That and being distracted are the two biggest evils of the 2020s. You understand that people are making decisions for their entire life, changing decisions for their entire family because they're afraid of being embarrassed? Like, who gives a shit? Every risk I take, I'm afraid of it not working out, but how would I ever know that it doesn't work out if I don't at least try it? Because I'd rather regret the things I did than the things I never tried. And we are finally back at the office. Look, we got the new Serhant books. First impression, last impression. We send these to sellers before we get there, and then we leave, and they're still there. And this is what they look at. First impression is like, whoa, that's intense. Last impression is like, they know what they're doing. Goes a long way.
Okay, so another question that I would like to ask you on his behalf is, what would you tell your 18-year-old self who's kind of like, the world is my oyster, I could do anything,
Yeah.
doesn't want to go to college?
You don't need to go to college anymore. But at the same time, like, I would not be where I am today if it weren't for college. The college had nothing to do with where I am today. I didn't start showing apartments saying, hey, I went to Hamilton College, this great school, and people are like, oh, I will now sell with you. Well, college really did, and you're never gonna understand unless you do it. It helped me become an adult, and it helped me learn to think analytically, and it helped me learn how to write, which is really important. And it helped me figure out like structure and discipline on how to work. And that was super important for me. I have a lot of friends who didn't, go, and I don't know where they are today, but
it was, I don't know what I would have done if I had just gone into the workforce at 18. It's also a significant amount of responsibility when you're still a teenager. You know, even just like community college, vocational schools, like there are different things. So if you don't go to college, then what I do tell people to do no matter what is like, just don't stop learning. Like I talk to a lot of people who are like, I'm done with school, I don't need it. I'm gonna create an NFT. And it's like, great. But you need to have some sort of career trajectory. And so like there are certifications, there are different schools that are just, you know, one class here and there. There's different programs online. There's like a lot of different things where you can learn. So even if you're not going to a full-fledged school to get your bachelor's degree, be doing something every day that's kind of teaching you something. Real estate is obviously, it's a great career, right? You can do whatever you want with it. And if you hustle and you work incredibly hard, like you don't have to do any kind of higher education. But the whole reason I started the course is because there's a lot of real estate agents out there who do just get into real estate when they're 18. And then they get to a place where they're just treading water forever because they like, you know, high school was something they had to do. They never really knew what it meant to like want to learn more or to understand what it means to invest back into like yourself, not just investing into your career or your business, but investing like into me. Like I do that still. I'm the only person I am, you know, like it's me until I die. So like you want to take the most advantage of the time that you have and really try to invest back into yourself so that it's not for you today because you're 18. Like tomorrow you'll be 19. What was I doing when I was 19 years old? But you want to invest into yourself today for 22-year-old you. Like, and really think about where you want to be when you're 22. So the least you can do is you can write it down. Like something that I talk about a lot that I really believe in is like, it's kind of manifestation, but like getting a pen and paper and writing down who you want to be in the future. And not like, don't write down Ferrari win lottery. Like write down, today is August what, 25th? So write down August 25th, 2023, okay? You'll be 20 years old. Where do you want to be at that time? Like what are you wearing? Are you wearing the same shirt or do you have a new shirt? Like what are you driving? Do you have money saved or are you still living kind of commission check to a commission check? Be as specific as you want to be for where you really think you can be in 2 years. And you can do the same thing too. And I do it all the time as like a personal exercise. And then you take that piece of paper and you fold it up and you carry it with you. Put it in your purse, put it in your wallet, put it in your medicine cabinet. You just look at it every day. Like you will be there before 2 years are up. Okay. Boat tour is over. Now I have a dinner event back in the city and then I go back into the office and you can't come to either of those. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your day today. I don't care if you're watching this in the morning, you're watching this at the end of the day. Think about your entire day. I want you to pick one thing that you didn't have to do, that you did, where you wish you could get that time back. What's the one thing you did today where you're like, you know what? I got distracted. You know what? I lost focus on that one thing. You know what? I was reading the news on my news app for like an hour I didn't have to do. What is that one thing today that you didn't have to do? Maybe you slept in. What's that one thing? Leave it in the comments. I want to know. I want to figure out where everyone is being too distracted, where they're focusing too much on everything else except themselves, because this is the time to focus on yourself. That is the end of this vlog. Ready, set, go.